The great halls of Zyron Academy glowed with silver light, 1,000 alien students sitting in rows. Their scales, feathers, and luminous eyes shimmered under the crystal ceiling. It was the most respected military school in the Orion Arm, where the brightest cadets trained to become officers of the Galactic Council. On this day, the topic of study was humanity. Professor Corin, an old reptilian with dark ridges on his back, tapped the data crystal. The hollow screen lit up, showing the pale blue planet called Earth. "Class," Corin said in a heavy voice, "today we discuss why humans were banned from the Council of Stars." The students laughed instantly. A group of young cadets in the front row snickered. "Humans, the primitives," one said. "They burned their own world with wars. They should be grateful the Council even noticed them." Another cadet, taller, added, "Weak little mammals, always fighting, never learning. Their ban is proof they are not worthy of space." Laughter filled the hall, echoing against the walls. Some students even mimicked humans, walking awkwardly on two legs and making strange faces. The sound of mocking filled the academy. But not everyone laughed. One cadet, a slim avian named Cyril, tilted his head and whispered, "Why then do the archives say humans resisted 4 invasions before the ban? If they were weak, how did they fight so long?" No one answered him. Instead, another student, Varn, slapped the desk with his claws. "Resisted? Lies, propaganda from humans themselves. The council banned them because they were a danger to their own kind, nothing more." Professor Corin raised his hand, silence falling slowly. His golden eyes glowed with unease. "You laugh, young ones, but beware of arrogance. The history of humanity is complicated." He hesitated. "Some truths were never meant to be seen by cadets. That only made the class more scientous, not weakness. It was not clumsy mammals. It was a battlefield lit with fire, alien warships exploding under human guns, soldiers in heavy armor charging with burning eyes." The cadets fell silent. Their laughter died. Only the echo of war filled the chamber. Cyril whispered, his feathers trembling. This is not what we were taught." The shard glowed brighter. A warning text flashed across the holoscreen. "Classified record. Access unauthorized. The ban is not what you think." And with that, the story truly began. The chamber filled with a low hum. The crystals projected the first moving images. Shadows of burning ships spread across the walls. Alien armadas, massive and proud, were torn apart like paper. And in the middle of the chaos stood a single human warship, black and silent, its cannons spitting fire. The cadets leaned forward. Their mocking smiles were gone. Varn tried to laugh, but the sound caught in his throat. This must be altered footage," he muttered, but his eyes did not leave the screen. The scene shifted. Now it showed human soldiers, hundreds of them, wearing heavy armor with glowing visors. They marched into a ruined city, outnumbered 3-1 by alien predators. The cadets expected them to fall, but the humans advanced without fear. Each strike was precise, each movement cold and perfect. Cyril's feathers bristled, his heart raced. "No soldiers move like that," he whispered. "They fight as if death is nothing to them." Then came a voice from the recording, deep and sharp. A human commander shouting, "No bargains with killers, no mercy." The soldiers roared in reply and charged. The predators screamed, but the sound was cut short as the human blades cut through. The cadets exchanged nervous glances. For the first time, they felt something none of their teachers had ever warned them about. Fear. The holoscreen flickered. A new mess. Sage appeared, council seal, level Omega, access restricted. Beneath it, words glowed in blood-red letters. Reason for humanity's ban, too dangerous for the galaxy. The chamber turned cold. The cadets' scales and skin shivered. They had expected to laugh at human weakness. Instead, they saw a secret the council had buried. One of the younger cadets whispered, "If they were so strong, why didn't they conquer everything?" The footage answered before anyone could speak. A new scene appeared. A human fleet surrounded a planet. Alien leaders kneeled before them, begging for mercy. But the humans gave none. Entire cities vanished in white fire. The planet's oceans boiled away. The cadets gasped. One covered his face with his hands. Another shouted, "Stop the shard, stop it now." But Varn's claws shook as he pressed the controls. "No," he said in a hoarse voice. We must see all of it. We must know. The shard pulsed brighter, the screen filled with images too terrible to look away from. Humans standing victorious over countless species, battles ending in hours, fleets crushed in minutes, empires erased in silence. Then came something worse. A final clip showed the Galactic Council itself, long ago, meeting in secret chambers. Alien rulers spoke in frightened voices. We cannot let them join us, one said. If humanity sits at this table, they will one day own it. Another whispered, ban them, lock them away. Tell the galaxy they are weak, that lie will protect us. The cadets stared in horror. Their laughter was gone forever. They had grown up believing humanity was a joke, but now they saw the truth. Humanity was the shadow every empire feared, Cyril whispered. The ban was never punishment for weakness. It was fear of power. The holoscreen flickered again. A human general's face appeared, staring directly at the camera. His eyes burned like fire. His voice rolled. Through the chamber like thunder, remember this truth. We do not beg. We do not bargain. We never forget. The screen went black. Only the glowing shard remained, pulsing like a heart. The silence in the chamber was heavy. Each cadet's chest felt tight, as if the walls themselves leaned closer. And then, just as they began to breathe again, the shard flashed one final warning. Archive unstable. Next file activating automatically. The cadets froze, hearts pounding. They did not dare stop it now, because something told them the worst was yet to come. The crystal chamber glowed again. The unstable shard hummed like a heartbeat. The cadets huddled closer, their bodies tense, eyes wide. Fear had already settled deep in their bones. But still, no one moved to stop the recording. The hollow screen lit up. This time it showed a battlefield unlike any they had seen. A massive alien empire, known in Academy books as the Iron Dominion, stood proud with a fleet of 10,000 warships. The cadets recognized the banners. In their lessons, they had always been told this empire fell after centuries of rebellion. But here, the truth appeared. The fleet did not fall over centuries. It collapsed in a single day. The image zoomed in. A lone human dreadnought entered the battlefield, its engines glowing red, silent, dark, almost calm. The alien fleet fired first. Thousands of beams cut across space. Yet one by one their cannons fell silent, their ships split apart as if invisible blades cut them. Gasps escaped the cadets. Impossible, one whispered. No single ship can do this. But it did. In less than an hour, the entire Dominion fleet was gone. The last scene showed wreckage drifting like ash in the void. Only the human dreadnought remained, not a single scar on its hull. Cyril's voice trembled. We were told the Dominion collapsed because of weakness. We were told it destroyed itself. His feathers shook. But this was slaughter. The hollow screen shifted again. This time it revealed ground battles. Human soldiers standing against armies of towering war beasts. The aliens were larger, stronger. Their roars shook the earth. Yet the humans moved like shadows, precise, merciless. Every strike landed on a vital point. Every step pushed the enemy back. Varn's claws dug into his chair. His eyes no longer mocked. They stared in raw horror. Why didn't anyone tell us? He muttered. Why did they hide this from us? Then the recording paused. A voice, calm, human, female, echoed through the chamber. To all who find this archive, know this. Humanity was never weak. We were never banished for our crimes. We were banished because we never surrender. We never forget. The cadets shivered. Their blood ran cold. The hollow flickered again, showing an alien council chamber long ago. Leaders of countless empires sat in fear. One shouted, "They cannot be allowed to join. They will rise above us all." Another cried, "Banish them, lock their world, rewrite history, hide the truth." The cadets' hearts sank. All their childhood lessons were lies, every page of their history books poisoned with falsehood. They had been trained to laugh at humans, but the truth was clear. Humanity was the only species the galaxy feared. A younger cadet broke down, trembling. "If they return, if humans ever come back," his voice cracked, "what will become of us?" The shard pulsed again, louder. The crystals shook. The warning flashed. Next file, humanity's final message. But before it played, the chamber lights flickered. Heavy footsteps echoed in the hallway above. The door to the hollow chamber creaked. A shadow fell across the entrance. Professor Corrin, his golden eyes burned with fury and fear. His voice was low, almost shaking. "Fools," he hissed, "you were never meant to see this." The cadets froze, their bodies stiff with dread. But even as the professor approached, vows, Ishard activated once more. A human general appeared on the screen. His face calm, his eyes cold. He leaned forward as if speaking directly to them. "To the children of the stars," he said, "remember this. Humans never bargain with killers, and if you laugh at us," his voice dropped to a whisper, "we will make you remember." The hollow faded. Silence fell. The cadets could not breathe. Every word of mockery they had spoken earlier now felt like a curse upon themselves. Professor Corrin stared at them. His voice was heavy. "Now you understand why the galaxy fears them. You understand why the truth is forbidden." The shard pulsed again, still glowing like fire, and the next file began to unlock. The cadets knew they should stop. They knew they should run, but none of them moved, because something inside whispered. The worst was still waiting to be seen. The shard pulsed brighter. The walls of the chamber glowed with harsh red light. The cadets shielded their eyes but could not look away. The next recording began. The hollow screen opened on a vast star field. Entire constellations burned as fleets clashed. Alien armadas, countless and proud, were shown in chaos. But the center of it all was always the same. Human ships, black and silent, cutting through enemies like blades through cloth. One cadet whimpered, "How many wars did they fight?" His voice shook. "How many worlds fell to them?" The answer came quickly. The screen shifted to show archive logs, numbers scrolling down like rain, names of empires long erased, dates of extinction, entire species wiped out, each one marked with the same words, "eradicated by humanity." The students gasped, their stomachs twisted. They had been taught that most of those empires had fallen by natural decline or internal rebellion. But the truth was here, clear, undeniable. Professor Corrin's voice trembled as he stepped closer. "Enough, stop this now," he hissed. His golden eyes glared, but his body betrayed fear. His claws shook, his breathing was heavy. "You do not understand them. In danger of watching this." But the shard ignored him. It pulsed again, stronger. The chamber locked its doors with a sharp click. No one could leave. The next vision appeared, a meeting of the Galactic Council thousands of years ago. The leaders sat around a shining table, their faces pale, their voices full of dread. "They fight like no other," one alien chancellor cried. "They do not yield, they do not bow, they do not fear death." Another slammed his claws on the table. "If humanity joins us, they will dominate us. Their fleets will eclipse ours. Their will cannot be broken. They are not allies, they are predators." The cadets shuddered. Each word struck them harder than any battle footage. The galaxy had not banned humans for weakness. It had banned them because humanity could not be controlled. Then the screen shifted again. The council vote appeared. The words burned into the chamber. Council Decree 51A. Humanity is too dangerous to be permitted among the stars. Ban them, seal their history, teach only lies. The cadets felt the weight of betrayal, the galaxy they served, the history they believed. It was all a carefully built cage of deception. Cyril's feathers drooped, his voice cracked. So the ban was never punishment. It was fear. Fear of losing power. Another cadet shook his head violently. "But why hide this from us? Why lie to every generation?" The hollow answered again. The recording showed alien crowds across countless planets, celebrating the ban, cheering at the lie of human weakness. The galaxy had needed a story, a tale of victory, and so it gave itself one. But then the screen shifted one last time, and what came next froze every cadet's blood. A human general stood in the council chamber. Chains bound his wrists. His uniform was torn. His face was calm. He looked at the alien rulers with burning eyes. "You think banning us will protect you," he said. His voice was cold, steady. "You think lies will erase us, but humanity does not vanish. Humanity does not forgive. Humanity waits." The chamber shook with silence. The general leaned closer to the recorder, his whisper carried like thunder. "One day, when you forget your fear, we will return." and then you will remember why the stars once trembled. The recording ended, the shard dimmed, the room went quiet, the cadets sat frozen. Their earlier mockery felt like poison on their tongues. They had laughed at humans. They had called them weak. Now they understood. The laughter was the very shield the galaxy had built to protect itself from the truth. Professor Corrin's voice cracked. Now you see, the ban was not mercy for humans. It was mercy for us. His claws tapped the floor. And if they ever rise again, all of us will pay. The shard flickered again, words appearing on the holoscreen, final file unlocked, humanity's darkest weapon. The cadets' hearts pounded. They wanted to run. They wanted to escape. But their eyes were trapped by the glow, and deep down, every one of them knew. What came next would be worse than anything they had seen before. The shard pulsed violently. A deep hum shook the chamber. The cadets covered their ears, their hearts pounded like drums. On the holoscreen, a new message appeared in burning letters. Project Nemesis, do not view. But the shard did not stop. The forbidden file opened. The vision began in the void of space. A single human ship drifted, larger than any vessel the cadets had ever seen. Its shadow swallowed entire fleets. Its surface bristled with weapons that glowed like stars, yet it moved in silence, as if the universe itself feared to speak its name. The cadets gasped. "What is that?" one whispered, his scales shivering. The archive answered. A cold human voice filled the chamber. Project Nemesis, the fleet built when the Council dared to ban us. A weapon not of defense, but of memory. For every world that mocked us. For every empire that betrayed us. The screen shifted, showing the weapon's first test. An alien empire's stronghold, planets fortified by 1,000 defense stations. Human ships did not surround them. They did not even fight them in fair battle. Instead, the Nemesis vessel fired once, a single beam of light. In seconds, the entire planet cracked. Oceans boiled, cities burned, and then silence. The cadets screamed. Some fell to their knees. Others covered their faces. None could believe it. Cyril's feathers shook. His voice broke. This is no weapon. This is extinction. The recording continued. More worlds fell in moments. Alien empires begging for peace, begging for survival. But humanity did not listen. The voice of a human commander echoed. We warned them. We told them we never bargain with killers, and still they mocked us. This is their price. Varn's claws dug into the floor. His mocking arrogance was gone. His voice trembled. No wonder the Council lied. If the galaxy knew this truth, no one would ever sleep again. Then the shard showed something worse. A council meeting after Nemesis was revealed. Leaders shouted, their faces pale. One cried, "We must erase them from memory. If the children of the stars ever learn the truth, terror will consume the galaxy." Another whispered, "Hide Nemesis, seal the archives, call them weak, call them primitive, tell every child they are a joke. That is the only way to protect the stars." The cadets realized the greatest lie of all. Laughter had been the shield. Mockery had been the prison. Every word of ridicule they spoke in class was not their own thought. It was a weapon of silence planted in their minds by those who feared humanity. The screen shifted again, showing a human general addressing his soldiers. His face was calm, his voice strong. "We do not fight for mercy. We do not fight for glory. We fight to remind the galaxy that Prorahan. Editors have predators. Remember this, children of the stars. If you ever forget our strength, Nemesis will remind you." The chamber turned cold. The cadets could feel the weight of those words pressing down like chains. Professor Corrin's voice shook. "Now you see the truth. The ban was not for their safety. It was for ours. Humanity was not locked away because they were weak. They were locked away because they were gods of war, and the galaxy could not survive them." The shard pulsed once more, its glow almost blinding. The message appeared. Final sequence. The return. The cadets' eyes widened. Fear turned to pure terror. If Nemesis was only the past, then what was coming now? None of them spoke. None of them moved, because in their hearts one thought burned. What if humanity had never truly left? The shard screamed with light. The chamber vibrated as if the stars themselves trembled. The cadets huddled together, their scales, feathers, and skin pale with fear. On the holoscreen, the words burned. Final sequence. The return. The recording began. A galaxy-wide broadcast flickered into view. It was old, but it carried the seal of 1,000 worlds. The council spoke in panicked voices. Humanity is gone, they declared. Their fleets destroyed, their world isolated. Fear no longer. Humanity is a relic of the past. The cadets should have felt relief, but instead their hearts sank. For the shard twisted the truth. It revealed what the council had never admitted. Humanity was never destroyed. Humanity chose to vanish. The screen shifted, showing deep space, dark regions beyond the map's stars, a fleet hidden in silence, entire war armadas drifting like shadows, their hulls cloaked, their weapons asleep, waiting. The Nemesis ship stood among them like a sleeping giant, Cyril whispered, his voice shaking. They never fell. They are waiting. Varn's claws trembled, his pride shattered. All this time we mocked them. We laughed at their name, and all along they watched us, the hoes. Low zoomed closer to the fleet. Inside the Nemesis command deck stood a human general, his face older now, scarred with battles. He stared at the recorder with burning eyes. His words were calm. We wait because the stars need to forget, and when they forget, we return. That is our promise. The cadets could not breathe. Their mockery in the classroom now felt like betrayal to themselves. The laughter of hours ago was gone, replaced with silent dread. Then the archive played something worse. Footage of alien worlds celebrating humanity's absence. Their songs, their festivals, their parades mocking Earth. And hidden within the crowd, shadows of humans in disguise, watching quietly, recording everything. Cyril's feathers quivered. They never left. They are among us. The chamber grew colder, the crystals dimmed, and the hollow showed the council itself. Centuries later, meeting again in secret, one leader whispered, "The children of today laugh at humans. They believe the lie. That means we are safe." Another voice trembled. "Safe until the day the humans decide the lie has gone on long enough." The cadets felt their bodies collapse under the weight of truth. Generations of pride, of superiority, crumbled into dust. They realized they were not the heirs of strength. They were children playing at power in a galaxy ruled by silence. Professor Corrin's face was pale, his voice low. "I begged you not to watch. Now you see why the truth was hidden. If the young knew what humanity truly was, hope would vanish, courage would rot into fear." The shard glowed again, but this time it did not show war. Instead, it showed human eyes, thousands of them, staring from the screen, male and female, young and old. Their gazes burned into the souls of the cadets, their unspoken message heavier than any weapon. "We remember you," the voices whispered together. "We remember every word, every laugh, every lie. We wait." One cadet screamed and ran for the door, but it remained sealed. The walls shook as the shard's hum grew louder. The crystal chamber itself seemed alive. Then came the final voice, the human general's whisper, so soft and so cold that it froze the blood in their veins. "When we return, there will be no second warning." The shard dimmed, the chamber fell silent, but inside every cadet's chest, pride had collapsed into dust, and only terror remained. The chamber was silent, but the silence was heavy like chains. The cadets sat frozen, their eyes wide, their breaths shallow. The shard pulsed one last time, softer now, almost like the beating of a human heart. The hollow screen flickered, a final file unfolded. Its title glowed with dread, Operation Awakening. At first, the cadets saw only stars, endless and cold, but then shadows moved among them. Human ships, hundreds, maybe thousands, emerging from dark space where no maps reached. They were not relics of the past. They were alive, modern, even stronger than the footage they had already seen. Their designs sleek, their weapons brighter than suns. Cyril's feathers trembled. "No," he whispered. "They are not gone. They are here." The view shifted, showing alien worlds in the present, crowds laughing in marketplaces, ships docking, children playing. But hidden in the corners of those images, human eyes stared back. Quiet, watchful, waiting. Varn's voice broke. "They are already among us. They never left." Then the screen filled with faces, countless human commanders, Soldiers, scientists, leaders, each spoke in unison, their voices blending into one terrible vow. The galaxy mocked us. The galaxy betrayed us. The galaxy forgot us, but we never forgot. The cadets shook. One clawed at his chest as if trying to stop his pounding heart. Another whispered prayers to gods who would never answer. Professor Corrin stepped forward, his voice low, heavy with despair. "Do you understand now?" he said. "The Council's ban was never protection for humans, it was protection for us, and still, it will not be enough." The hollow darkened, but a single image remained. A massive human fleet assembled in silence, ships lined like a wall of steel across the void. At the center, Nemesis towered, its cannons glowing with quiet hunger. A human general's face appeared one final time, his eyes locked onto the camera. His voice was calm but colder than death. "We told you, we never bargain with killers, we never forget, and now, we have returned." The chamber lights shattered, the shard went dark, the cadets sat in total silence. Each of them felt their pride turn to dust, their arrogance burned away. The truth was not a story, not a myth. Humanity was awake, humanity was waiting, humanity was coming. Cyril's trembling voice broke the silence. "What do we do when they arrive?" No one answered, because in their hearts they all knew there was nothing they could do, and as the Academy's bells tolled above, echoing like funeral drums, the cadets realized the truth that would haunt them forever. The galaxy had not banned humans to protect humanity. The galaxy had banned them to protect itself, and that protection was ending.